So if you don't like a law, just ignore it. That's the message from Attorney General Eric Holder this morning to his counterparts all across the country. He's telling state attorneys general to look the other way on same-sex marriage laws if they don't align with their personal beliefs. Quote, engaging in that process and making that determination is something that's appropriate for an attorney general to do. Close that quote. Joining us now, Alan Wilson, the Attorney General of South Carolina. Alan, is Attorney General Eric Holder correct? You, sir, can decide what's right for the state of South Carolina and no one else.
Well, the first thing you learn in law school is fidelity to your client. When you're an attorney, you have to represent the interests of your client. My client is the state of South Carolina. In 2006, the voters overwhelmingly supported this amendment on the marriage amendment. 78% voted for that ban. Now, whether you agree or disagree with the marriage amendment, the thing is an attorney should represent the interests of their client. Attorney General Holder said something. He said that on the rarest of occasions, we should not uphold our state laws, and it should be rare. The problem is what looks rare to him looks like a trend to me. This administration has chosen not to enforce immigration laws. They've chosen not to enforce an entire class of drug trafficking laws. They've chosen not to enforce DOMA. Even the Affordable Care Act, they've chosen not to enforce provisions of that. They've created waivers. They've created exemptions. They've moved deadlines. So it's a slippery slope when the lawyer for a government chooses when and how they're going to enforce the law.
Well, and very interestingly, and you make a very good point. So Attorney General Holder says to you, if you don't agree with the law that's on the books regarding gay marriage, then don't enforce it. Does he feel the same way about the immigration laws and the marijuana laws, frankly? I think that's what you're referring to. Or does he also say that you should have that discretion as well, one person in the state?
Well, I'm a criminal prosecutor. When you look at the adversarial system we have in our criminal justice system, you have to have an advocacy on both sides. You know, criminal defense attorneys don't support crime, but they represent the interest of their client. When you're suing someone because you feel like you've been harmed by them, you know, you're not supporting, you know, when someone's defending them, you're not supporting the harm, you're supporting the adversarial process. You know, if the state attorney general doesn't stand up for the citizens of their state on a particular law, who else will have standing to go into the court system and represent the interest of the state? Usually it could be nobody.
I want to speak to the fact that Eric Holder is the one who's delivering this message. Where's President Obama in this? Now, we all know President Obama over the years has, quote unquote, evolved on the gay marriage issue. Why are we hearing this from Eric Holder?
Well, you know, he said that he and the president had spoken about this at great length, and the decision not to defend DOMA several years ago was one that they did not take lightly. That's what he conveyed to the AGs. And by the way, I appreciated him coming and talking to 50 states' attorneys general. That meant a lot to me. But he said that he and the president made the decision not to defend the DOMA law. I can appreciate that he has an opinion, and if that's where you stand on that position, then you can say what your personal views are, but you have to give a voice to the law in the court system. When you remove that voice, that advocacy, a future administration may come in later when it is unsettled law. It's just been a policy, right, and they may enforce it. Right. And that creates problems for the people who detrimentally rely on the policies of one administration when it changes to the next administration.
You really got to think about this when you think about border states and attorneys general in the border states, whether or not they're going to enforce some of the laws that are on the books right now, and the administration may have a different opinion on that. We're going to have to leave it there. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson, thank you very much.
Thank you.